Andrew in Glasgow.
Ooh.
Andrew, you are on the air.
Hey guys.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Doing well. What time is it where you are?
It's 1:15 a.m.
Oh, good Lord, why are you...
Why are you on YouTube? Not that we don't super appreciate the support.
We really appreciate it, yes.
Well, basically, I really needed to call you guys. I'm a big fan of the show.
Hey, I appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
No, that's no problem. But basically, I'll give you a quick story. I was with this girl on and off for about 4 years. And we recently got back together after a conversation. And you may want to put a trigger warning up for this.
We do not have our trigger kittens ready, but yes,
viewers
trigger warning.
forewarned.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Basically, she told me that she wanted to be raped. And I told her that, I would really have a problem with that. And we agreed that we would kind of take it in stages and we would get a bit rougher and a bit more kind of hardcore with, BDSM and things. But it's been about a year now, and I think I've got to my limit, and I think it's becoming a bit of a barrier in the relationship. And I wanted to get your guys' take on that, because I don't think that I should feel pressured into doing something that makes me uncomfortable. And it's not as simple as breaking up with her, because I really do love her and I really do care about her, but I want to make her happy. But not if I'm having a real kind of dilemma about whether or not I could do the things that she wants me to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
The last part we talked about in being good, giving, and game is being game for anything within reason.
I did say not morally repugnant or, personally offensive or
within
beyond your capability.
realm of, absolutely. So, I think I would be quick to say that what she's asking for is not wrong or unreasonable. Some people do prefer terms like ravishment and these different things, getting away from rape, since there is consent, even if that consensual non-consent is sort of negotiated before the scene, before the role play, which is really what we're talking about here. But even if her desires are reasonable, her desire is one thing and expectation is another.
There's a really wonderful book that's called Adventures in Desire, What Women Really Want, or I may be flipping it. I think it's What Women Want, Adventures in Desire. In any case, it's a rather short book, but it was from a bunch of research, sex research, that looked into very common female fantasies and kind of got to the psychological basis of them. That particular thing, which is called consensual non-consent, C&C, or I really do like the term ravishment, is incredibly common. It really is. And the basis of it that the book postulates is that it's about being desired. It's about feeling that one is the goddess, that the male partner is so helpless in the face of this overwhelming desire that they lose the veneer of civilization and lose control. Now, obviously, because rape is a real thing, it's right on the edge, Yeah, but I'm just saying that as sort of why would she even want this?
Right.
That's why, and that's why it's so incredibly common. But of course, absolutely, you're under no obligation whatsoever to do something that is really causing you pain. You might, I hope you're talking with her about it at length, about how much it is paining you, though.
Her reaction to that is, she thinks that we're barely scratching the surface. In her words, she said to me, I want the fear for my life. And that's not somewhere I want to go at all. I know how wrong these things can go, and I don't want to be in that position where something could go wrong. And I know we've discussed safety and safe words and things, and I think, you know, she respects my safe words, but, you know, I might as well not have one with her, because it's not something that ever happened. She just wants things to be pushed further and further. And I don't think I don't think I can push it any further and do the things that she wants me to do. And it is starting to cause arguments and things. You know, I don't think the arguments are caused directly by our, by the talks about sex itself, but the arguments are more frequent now than they have been. And I think it's stemming from her frustration that, you know, I can't do the things that she wants, and she does everything I want.
Right. I think from a purely just me perspective, I guess, Megan, simple, vanilla. Regardless of what your desires are and whether your desires are being met, if her desires, if you are uncomfortable with, or that is not your kink, you know, your kink is not my kink, but your kink is okay so long as you do not, you know, force it upon me.
This also, by the way, is varsity level, even Olympic level kink.
Yeah,
this is
very much edge
not
play.
baby intro kink at all. This is the big stuff.
Yeah.
And it seems very much like you've given it the old college try. I mean, we could sit here and talk about some different ways that you might feel more comfortable and more safe, but it seems as if you've really wrestled with this and spent some time with this and still found yourself just not feeling comfortable. And that's not a place that we would encourage you to spend a lot of time.
Yeah. No, I appreciate everything you said there. It's a difficult one for me, because I do think I could be doing some of the things that she wants me to do on a physical and a moral level, but you know, I think if I go over that hurdle, you know, there's no coming back. But I think that, you know, we do have to have a conversation somewhere in public where she can't freak out. Probably.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and ask the hard question. Would opening the relationship to allow that to happen for her with another partner, would that be at all a possibility?
With all due respect to the talk of, you know, people coming out as being polyamorous, I'm going to say hell no to that one. She's no, she's mine. She's all mine. But
Sure.
And I'm hers as well. It's always been that way. I don't think either of us would ever consider that to be a factor.
Okay.
Even when we were separate, we didn't see other people. I know that she didn't, and I know that I didn't as well. So
I was just looking for the magical Deus ex machina, you know, the wave the wand solution there. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Right.
It's going to take time.
And lots of communication. I mean, probably more and more and more communication.
And with that being true, and I never want to discourage people from communicating actively and intentionally, it sounds like this has gotten to the point of being a fairly coercive feeling for you. And I almost wonder if you might react differently if there was just a total kibosh on discussing it for a period of time. If you'd feel comfortable saying, look, you've asked me for this, you've let me know you want this, we've talked about how you want this, I've tried, I've let you know that I don't want this, and maybe we just need to drop it for a while. Maybe you'll get a different answer if you ask me again in 6 months, but this is keeping me up nights right now, and I maybe need to take a step back from even having this conversation over and over and over again, because asking the same question repeatedly, hoping for a different answer, is a form of coercion.
sometimes I did just want a cuddle as well. So
Yeah, it's very human.
Yes.
It's a very normal thing.
yeah, I think maybe a back to basics. No, just kind of like bringing it back to what I'm more comfortable with, and her kind of accepting it, but then occasionally pushing it out there a bit more might work. But I think I've always kind of had those kind of desires within me, even though I haven't practiced them until now.
Mm-hmm.
I was a teenager in the early 90s. I grew up with porn, so even though now some of the things that I'm doing I would watch and be, what the fuck am I doing? But yeah, to be fair, I have had a lot of fun exploring that side of me, and I think she's had a lot of fun exploring that side of her. And it probably will remain a permanent part of our sexual relationship. But I don't think that I'm ever going to be able to go the full 10 out of 10 for her. But I suppose I could use that as a desire for her in some way. Sorry, it's really late and I've got to be in work early, so I'm not all that good at communicating right now. No, it's been really good. I haven't spoken about this to anybody, so this has been really good for me being calling.
Good.
Yeah, and I guess I would just reiterate that it's not unreasonable for her to ask, but we would say it's very unfair of her to insist. And from not knowing y'all, just the sound of your voice, that seems to be where things have gotten. And so letting her know that, right now, you can just quit asking. Right now, I'm just not in a place where this is going to be a thing. And maybe 10 years from now it will be, maybe 10 months from now it will be, but maybe not. Maybe for the rest of your life, this is never going to be something you're interested in, and that's okay. And she can make her choice on how to deal with that or how to react to that, but hounding you for it is not a appropriate reaction.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, Andrew, we hope that helps you. And also, damn boy, it is late.
Go to bed.
Yeah. Screw it, I'll just have an all-nighter and but no, thank you, and thanks again for the show and everything that the ACA does. Y'all are awesome people.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, we wish you the best, and hopefully you get some rest.
And call
Thank
back
you.
soon.
I will do. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
I want to say just real quick, following up on that, because we are about at time. Before you get into your pre-post show spiel, I did want to shout out to Janet in the chat. Hey, Janet. She says she wonders if, based on the last caller, if his partner feels vulnerable or upset that she was she finally opened up her kink and it was not fully accepted. And whether that could be causing a little bit of maybe fear on his partner's part of not being accepted for finally, because we all have those deep, dark, recesses of our desire, and if you finally come out with something,
you're comfortable
and then
finally rolling that out for somebody, you want them to be enthusiastic about it. But yeah, accepting something isn't necessarily the same as indulging in it.
Right. Right.
And hopefully she recognizes that, but I think it's a reasonable question to ask. Is she feeling judged, whether he's judging her or not? It sounds like he's actually been pretty open and accepting, if himself uninterested.
Yeah, whether she's just feeling some vulnerable in some way because of that. Yeah.